We've got a 2004 GMC, which stands for Good Mechanic Coming, I think? No. 2004 GMC Envoy with a 4.2 liter Vortex motor. It's got 100,000 and change on it. I'm going to switch it over to the good stuff. Give it a dose of the amsoil 25,000 mile oil filter and the amsoil 25,000 mile oil. So, two things we're going to do. I got to show you this because I love Chevys. Why would you stick your oil filter all the way up in there? That's a sway bar. That is just not a fun place to be. There's just it laying there, and then they got another bracket. Nowhere can you get to the oil filter. I mean, you can get under here. It's tight. So they work out the bicep. So anyway, not a fun place. But here's your drain plug for the oil. Since the car has over 100,000 on it, we're going to run a can of the amsoil engine transmission flush through the motor, which helps get all the bad gunky stuff out. So, we ordered all this stuff from the guys over there at trustedoil.com. They pulled the vehicle up on the specs, said it took 7 quarts of oil, took the filter, and then the motor transmission flush. So we ordered it up from over there at trustedoil.com. This is the amsoil engine transmission flush, and what you basically do is you pour this into, we're going to do it in the motor. It loosens the sticky valves, rings, cleans deposits, also cleans out oil cooler, reduces oil consumption, quiets lifter noise. Dump the entire bottle into the engine, let it run at idle for 15 minutes, and immediately drain the oil and change oil filter and change oil. So that's going to get in there, and it's going to be a proven one treatment cleaning that dissolves and disperses all the sludge, varnish, and deposits that are formed in the engine from previous oils. So this is some good stuff. We use it a lot. And again, we ordered that over at the guys over there at trustedoil.com, and this is going to be used in the motor. So take the old lid off. Take the bottle up here to the trusty vehicle and open up your oil. And drop the cap. And you know, if that was my my diesel, I would have dropped that right down into a dark area and I never would have been able to find it. So we're dumping in then the old motor flush here into the motor. Whole entire bottle. Put the cap back on. Tighten it down. Then we're going to start the vehicle and let it run for 15 minutes. Oh, tidbit of advice. Sometimes it happens. What we did first is we got under here and we loosened the drain plug for the oil. Loosened it and tightened it back up. Broke it free. And we also did that with the oil filter. Loosened the oil filter, broke it free, and then tightened it back up. Because you have to get the oil and the filter off the vehicle with the flush. So if you run into a situation where you can't get that filter off and you got to go take it to like an auto mechanic shop or somewhere and have them work on it, it's not really a good thing having that flush and stuff in there. So anytime I do a flush job, I take that extra 10 seconds, I'll loosen the oil filter, loosen the oil drain plug. That way I know I can get at everything. That's just me. I'm anal, and maybe it might help you, save you guys some problems. So just from it sitting here for 5 minutes running, the engine has dropped in idle from say 1100 down to 600. It has smoothed way out and it's quieter. So my interpretation of the amsoil motor flush is that it is cleaning the snot out of the inside of that motor, if I can use that word, snot. And make sure you have a big enough oil pan, because this truck does have 7 quarts of oil in it. Alright, so we just shut the car off after letting it run for 15 minutes with the amsoil motor flush in it. Now we're going to pull the drain plug. And the only thing I got to remember is that the car was running for 15 minutes, so this is going to be definitely toasty, 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 toasty. Did I tell you it was going to be toasty? Actually, right here. Okay. mention I've done this before in my lifetime. Hence the gloves. Let it drip dry, guys. Yummy. 7 quarts. Do you remember I told you that? 7 freaking quarts. I guess I'm gonna see if I can get that oil filter off too. I don't know. Let's see here. I didn't tighten it. That's hand tight. I just don't want to get burned. Now, I'm gonna heat tighten it back up a little bit. I imagine that's a lot of freaking oil. I think it's finally getting down to the bottom. Yeah, it's starting to slow down. Now, so we got the filter back on, got the drain plug put back in, and then we're going to put the good stuff back in the motor. Always pull your dipstick out to allow proper ventilation. Like I said, this little 6-banger takes 7 quarts of oil, which in my book is a lot, considering my diesel only takes 14 quarts. So the car is going to be good for 25,000 miles or 1 year. So since it's January 1st, 2014, oil won't have to be changed till January 1st, 2015, because the customer does not drive 25,000 miles. However, it is highly recommended that you do once a month pull your dipstick and check proper fill level, because oil does evaporate, it does leak, it does burn, motors do weird things, so you always want to have proper fill. So check your oil at least once a month.